Hi friends, I'm Ashlen and this is the second breakfast club. As you can tell, things are a little different because as you can tell, Lana's not here with me. She's in South Korea. I was unable to get my passport in time, so I wasn't able to join her. So we decided that while she was gone, we would kind of try to make individual videos. Sorry, I have the background noise. Tove's eating his food. That we would try to make videos about BTS songs that kind of had significant importance to us. I just kind of want to say up front that this video is really intimidating for me to make and do by myself. I tend to let Lana carry me in a lot of the videos. If you're a subscriber, you're probably used to my go-tos of yes and the little hearts. It's not necessarily because they don't have anything of importance to say. Lana just tends to be more eloquent with her words and pretty much summarizes both of our feelings into one. So please bear with me if I say a million times. I have to admit that I put this video off for a while. Not because it wasn't something that I wanted to do or it didn't interest me. I just knew that kind of the songs in this first video I wanted to appreciate were going to be extremely personal to me as an individual. I've always really admired music. To me, I feel like music is the closest thing to magic that we have in our lives. I feel like it's kind of like a window into somebody's soul. And I admire anybody who is willing to sacrifice normalcy for the price of fame. To me, fame is my worst nightmare ever. So I definitely admire that, and I appreciate that. Music is something that saves lives. I just think it's so powerful when someone can make something and be able to express their thoughts and emotions and make somebody stop what they're doing and listen and vibe with their soul and what they're putting out. And I think that's so important, especially in this day and age, to have. I don't think humanity would be humanity if we didn't have music. I want to say that this video is going to be a little bit on the longer side as well because I kind of want to appreciate a few different songs. 3 in particular, and they're actually all by Min Yoongi. And Rap Monster, as the subscribers know, is my bias, and I love him, and his lyrical ability is phenomenal. But Min Yoongi, I always felt like he was a kindred spirit of mine, and I related to him on a lot of levels, and just the music that he wrote and the passion and raw vibes that he expresses while he's performing these songs, and I'm sure writing them. And the songs are going to be The Last, First Love, and So Far Away. So Far Away is one of, like, the main one that, like, really spoke with me and vibed with my soul. But I kind of want to start off with The Last because I feel like I kind of only relate with Min Yoongi on the first couple verses. And I admire him for talking about mental health. I feel like just the topic of mental health in general is universally, it is a universal stigma no matter where you live in the United States or South Korea or Germany or wherever you live. It's not something that people really talk about often or want to talk about, just for the main fact that nobody wants to be perceived as less than or inadequate or not equal to the rest of everybody else. But I think that it is a bigger issue than a lot of people like to admit. So when I first heard The Last, it like really struck a chord with me, just because personally I've had a really rough childhood, and I've struggled with depression, and I've felt lost, as I'm sure so many people do, especially in the key elements of like teenage years to, you know, 30s, and I'm sure even past that, but like when you're trying to figure out who you are and what you want to do with your life and what is acceptable and what's not, and all of those things, and there's never a right or wrong answer to it, but it's something that can feel very suffocating and very alienating, whether you're struggling with social anxiety or depression or OCD or any of those things. I know so many people who go through these things and never talk about it, and it's a hard thing to talk about. It's not something people, you know, necessarily want to talk about, and I think it's huge if you do, whether my outlet is writing, whether you have a friend or go to a counselor or write. It's important to get these emotions out, whether you feel like they're insignificant or unimportant, or that you're alone in the world. You're not alone in the world, and you never will be alone in the world. There's always going to be somebody there who is willing to listen and love you and care for you. So if you feel like you're struggling with suicide or anything, just please talk to somebody. It will make the biggest difference. So I'm going to start off reading a couple of the lyrics that I vibed with. The only thing about this song that I wasn't really super, like, hit super personally with me was the part where he thought that... So just give me I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm just going to start off by, oh yeah, so I also wanted to let you guys know that I didn't really want to do a music video appreciation. I kind of want to do a lyric appreciation, because I feel like the lyrics are what strike me most in a song, and the performance and everything that they do is phenomenal, and it adds to the raw emotion that is trying to be portrayed in the song. But without the lyrics, I don't think it would be as powerful as it is. So the last, it starts off, on the other side of the famous idol rapper stands my weak self. It's quite dangerous. Depression, OCD, they keep coming back again from time to time. Hell no, perhaps that might be my true self. And I kind of want to talk about how that paragraph kind of means a lot to me. Is I was pretty well liked in high school. I was popular, however you want to say, friends with the right people, whatever. But the thing about that is nobody, I'm trying to word my words right because I don't want to offend anybody, but I feel like when you're popular and people are looking at you all the time and think you have the perfect life, nobody cares that you're going through anything. Nobody wants to feel or relate that you can go through anything when you kind of have like a cool school life or whatever. And so it's like most people didn't know that I was addicted to opiates in high school, and I didn't want to feel, I struggled every day with not wanting to be alive, and so I took pills and I did drugs and I drank all the time to kind of numb that aspect of myself. And it's so easy for everybody to judge, but in a way, being a famous idol rapper or being popular in school is the closest that I can compare it to. It's extremely alienating. It's because you're supposed to uphold to all of these idealistic whatevers that people have for you, and I never talked about anything People didn't know what I was going through, and I just think that kids in high school, or even nowadays, like, give people a chance. I've been prejudged my entire life, and people always felt bad. They're like, oh wow, I thought you were going to be so mean before I got to know you. And it's like, don't do that. Like, don't do that. I've worked with special needs adults for 3 years, and I've been friends with people who were not in my same friend clique group or whatever, and it's because I try not to judge. I see souls, I don't see outward appearances, and I think that's something that, like I said, especially in this day and age when everything's social media and everything's internet and everything's, you know, like, you see what everyone's trying to put up front. It's like, give people a chance to be themselves before you judge. But anyways, damn, feeling estranged in reality, the conflict with ideal, my head hurts. Around the age of 18, sociophobia developed in me. Right, that was when my mind was gradually polluted. At times I'm scared of myself too, self-hated, and thanks to the depression that takes over me, Min Yoongi is dead already. I'm dead. Comparing my dead passion with others is now a part of my daily life. On the first visit to psychiatric ward, my parents came up with me. We listened to the consultation together. My parents said they don't truly understand me. I don't understand myself well either. Then who would understand? Friend? Or you? Nobody knows me well. The doctors asked me. I answered without any hesitation that I have done. Habitual saying, I don't give a shit, I don't give a fuck. All those words are said to hide my weak self. Those days I wish I could erase. Right, the performance day, which I don't remember very well. The day I confronted myself when I hid inside the toilet because I was scared of people. That time I thought success will make everything fine, but you see, as time goes by, I feel like I'm turning into a monster. I've exchanged my youth for success, and that monster demands for more wealth. At times it puts a collar on my neck to ruin and swallow me with greed. Some try to shut my mouth and say I should swallow both good and evil. I don't want it. Oh, I don't want it. They want me to leave this hell. Shit, I gotta stop it. I'm the root of all this, so I'll stop myself. If my misfortune is your happiness, I'll happily stay unfortunate. If my figure of hate, I'll get on a guillotine. To me, that is the epitome of a monster. Where you start to feel like, you know what? Fuck it. If everyone's already expecting me to be something, then I'm just going to be it. If everyone expects me to be a mess, then I'm going to do it. And I think that when you're young, it's so easy to run high on emotions and kind of just be like, you know what else do I have to live for? If they want me to be this person, then I'm going to be it. And it's easy to do. Kind of in a way where you're like, I'm going to stick it to them by doing this, you know? And I think that even when you're young and you're trying to figure yourself out, it's huge to just try to remember who you are and what you want and what you live for, because I know I keep talking about young youth, but I know mine and Lana's diagnostics or whatever for our YouTube channel, and we know what age group kind of watches us for the most part, the majority of it. And I kind of just want to talk to the youth necessarily, because I wasn't there. I mean, I was there not too long ago, and I know how hard it is to kind of find yourself when you're a sea of people and you're trying to be cool or be this or be that or do things that you think will make people like you. And it doesn't matter what you do. People are going to like you or they're not going to like you. So just remember to just be yourself. And that's the biggest key in life. So I kind of want to switch over to the next song that I want to appreciate is First Love by Suga, or Min Yoongi. And I adored this song when I first heard it. It kind of made me think about what my first love was. And it's something I never really thought about. And my first love was stories. And I know I kind of lightened this up a bit when I kind of had when we had our Suga appreciation video. My first love of stories, I lived for the days where I could come home and just not be me. I could escape reality. I could be anybody I wanted to be. I could open up a book and I could be a king of a mighty castle and a mighty kingdom and be able to, you know, take care of this whole country. Or I could be a warrior Amazon elven princess who didn't know that she had magic powers and she ended up saving her whole kingdom. You know, it's like I lived for those moments that I could just escape reality and be somebody else, be somebody that I wasn't. And I loved Min Yoongi for expressing it. And the song, that the way he sang it was just like, it struck such a chord in me that it's kind of hard for me to describe. And that song will always have a very personal and precious spot in my soul. And he just has such a way with words that it's kind of unreal. It's, like I said, it's magical. It's something that can speak to people's souls, and I think that's huge. And like I said, I love him for it, and it's everything. That song's everything. Another song I kind of wanted to talk about was, like I said, So Far Away. And the Euron version, I really liked, but it wasn't until I heard the Jin, Jungkook, and Suga version that it really kind of swallowed me as a human being. I work a lot. I don't really have a lot of time to watch BTS runs or whatever. So Lana sent me the link and she said, hey, have you heard the song yet? And I got off work and I plugged it in. And this song, this is the one song that's always like, really meant a lot to me. But when I heard the Jin, Jungkook, and Suga version, I bawled. And I bawled and I bawled. And it was more towards the end of the song where it talked about, I think it was Jungkook singing the last lines in the song where it was like, first love, so far away, don't fall away. And this is where it's going to get a little personal for me. I was taken away from my biological parents when I was 4 years old. And I have an unreal amount of memories from that time. I was put in foster care. And, you know, I kind of bounced around from home to home up until the point where, you know, I was 17. And this song, when I heard that part, it made me think of, like, I know just talked about first love and what I thought it meant to me was the love of stories, but when I heard it in this, it made me think of first love, like what my first love was. And that's always going to be your parents, you know, and when you're young you don't really understand kind of what's going on or what's happening, and being taken away from your parents is, you know, huge. And so when I heard first love, so far away, don't fall away, you have all these hopes and dreams of like, oh, if I only lived with my parents, you know, things would be better, or I would be loved, or people would want me, I would feel accepted and wanted. And when you get older, you kind of realize that that's not something that's true. So I'm going to read these lyrics and kind of stop and touch base about kind of what it means to me. I'm sorry. I hope I really don't get emotional. But just bear with me if that's okay. So, it sucks when you don't have anything you want to do. I know it's pathetic not to have something as common as a dream. I know. You said to do as I'm told, that it would all be fine when I go to university. I'm the asshole for believing those words. I live because I can't die. And when I heard that, I related too, because it's like, well, if you're a good girl, you'll find a home. Or if you're a good girl, things will work out and you'll be loved, you know? And I'm the asshole for believing those words because, you know, even now it's hard to, you can't ever really push back mental health. It's even though everything seems like it's okay in your life, and from the outside looking in, everything can seem fine. But that's the thing, like I just said about mental health, is it can all look fine, but there's this suffocating darkness inside your mind, and it takes over everything. I just recently came out of like a really bad depression. I developed social anxiety not too long ago, probably like about 2 years ago, and I didn't ever want to leave my house. My dog is my world, and I couldn't even like bear to like want to take care of him or things like that. And it wasn't because I didn't love him. I don't know why. I just couldn't. Anyways, the second line is, give me some drinks. I want to get drunk today. Please don't stop me. Anything will be fine. Alcohol is a luxury for a bitch. I can't stand being sober. Everyone else is running. Why am I the only one here? Everyone else is running. Why am I the only one here? Everyone else is running. Why am I the only one here? And that's the thing, is you feel like the world is functioning and everything's supposed to be moving and around you and functioning, and you can't break this hold that it has on you. Every day is another day, the same as the last. And the only way I really feel like I'm me again is if I'm drunk or whatever. And it's the same thing to like when I was in high school and I popped pills every day. I'm like, there was times where I was throwing up by the dumpsters outside of school at the choir concerts because I took too many pills, and you just don't feel like it's that big of a deal. You don't want to be sober because it hurts too much, or I don't know. So far away, if I have a dream that flies away, don't fall away. If I have a dream that flies away. And I wrote this, I write, like I said, and I want to share this with you guys at the end of the video, something that I wrote. It's extremely personal to me, and I shared it not too long ago on my Instagram because I kind of wanted to, I shared it actually on Mental Health Awareness Month, and it was a huge thing for me to do because I don't talk about my feelings. I talk about things that affect me. But the thing that I wrote had a very morbid ending, and then when I kind of reheard this song, it made me think about the positive things and like what, it's okay that you're stuck and it's okay that you're struggling, but there are brighter days ahead of you. And even on days that you feel like you're suffocating and drowning and you have nowhere to go and you can't breathe, things will get better and you'll come up for air. So don't give up, because everything will be okay, and there's people out there that love you and care for you. It says, dream, I will be there for your creation to the end of your life. Dream, wherever you might be, I will be lenient. Dream, you will fully bloom after other hardships. Dream, though your beginnings may be humble, may your ends be prosperous. Yeah, fuck, I live because I can't die. Nothing is more miserable and lonely than not having something you want to do. The only thing everyone around me says is come to my senses. I try to vent out my anger, but the only one here with me is me. So what's the point of venting? Every morning it's terrifying to open my eyes. It's terrifying to breathe. My friends, even my family, are getting farther away. As time goes by, I'm becoming more impatient. The feeling of being on my own, I am on my own right now. I want everything to disappear. I want to disappear like a mirage. I want to disappear. I want my damn self to disappear. Like this, the world throws me away. In that moment, I'm getting farther away from the sky I'm falling. So, it's so easy to relate to the words, the world throws me away. Especially when you go from home to home and, you know, no one ever wanted you. Lana, my sister, her family adopted me when I was 14, but like every family, there's hardships and struggle, and, you know, mental health is something that not only I struggle with, but multiple people struggle with. And so, growing up here wasn't the best. I was in 8th grade. It was my first year living here. And, I ran away because, just because. I don't really want to talk about it. And then I got the opportunity to live with my biological mother. And growing up, especially when you're taken away so young, you have all of these idealistic dreams of what it's going to be like. Oh, everything's going to be fine, you know, like things are going to be okay. You know, I'm going to be with my parents again. They're going to love me, you know. And I'm kind of bringing a light to my childhood past because kids in the foster care system, it's a real thing, and not having a home is a real thing, and it's not something that's really talked about as issues in society necessarily. It's just something that I feel that people like to donate to because they feel bad because kids don't have a warm jacket or whatever. So I went and lived with my biological mother. It was the first experience of my entire life. You know, when you're expecting all this love and care, and then you realize why you were taken away, and it's almost earth-shattering when you hear, you know, your biological parent tell you that, you know, I wish I never gave birth to you and all that. It's like, wow, you know, and then you beg, come back to a situation that wasn't the best, but was better. And things are okay with us now. Me and my family, and I consider them my mom and my dad, and I love them more than anything. And I don't want it to seem that my mom or Lana's mom was not anything that I wanted, because we've been great for like 4 years now, and things are great. And she was struggling with a lot of health issues and depression and things like that, and people do things and say things that they shouldn't. And as an adult, I recognize that, and I can forgive that. And, you know, I probably wasn't the best child either, you know. But I have a loving and healthy family now, and I don't want to throw any of them under the bus. But, you know, I'm really blessed that things didn't work out, but it didn't make it any less heartbreaking. It doesn't make it any easier for me to be able to, I have commitment issues. I can't have healthy relationships with people. I've been in one relationship my entire life, and, you know, I'm scared that it's not because people won't treat me well, but I won't let people in. And so I think it's huge that if you've been through anything like me, don't hold it in. Talk about it, because you're going to build up these walls that are going to be the hardest thing to break down. And it's scary. And you have every right to be able to be who you are. And you shouldn't let something as such as insecurities falter that. So then it says, so far away, if I have a dream, that flies away, don't fall away. If I have a dream that flies away. And then it goes to all of whatever, and then it says, you know, this so far away. Yeah, so basically it just keeps going, repeating through the chorus, and then so far away. And then the ending that really got me was so far away, first love, so far away. First love, so far away, first love, so far away. First love, so far away, don't fall away. So far away, don't fall away. So no matter what your first love is, no matter if it seems so far away, don't let it fall away. Talk through your insecurities, work through depression, work through mental illness, OCD, social anxiety. Everyone deserves to be happy, and everyone deserves to have a chance at their most prosperous and happy and successful life. And even though your hardships might seem suffocating and you're unable to kind of reach the surface, take a breath, write, talk to a friend, go to a counselor, go for a run. Whatever you think is the best way to express yourself and do what you need to do to be happy, do it. So I said I wanted to share something that I wrote. And like I said, this video is long and I've been rambling for 10 minutes, but I give you props if you've even listened to this for half the moment. I wrote this, and kind of it was a personal thing that I wrote, but I hope you guys take heed that you just need to breathe and you'll be able to get through it. The passion, the fire you once needed to breathe begins to fade. Getting up in the morning is a struggle just to live every day. The anxiety is crippling. You fake a smile to mask the pain, hoping to God someone will see through it and ask if you're okay. Pretending to be alive when your heart has stopped, drowning on your thoughts. Unable to rip this mask off that you thought was the perfect prop. You no longer know who you are, holding too tightly to these scars, reaching for the glimmer of stars you can no longer see in this dark. People you care for not only seems like works of art, too far out of reach to appreciate the beauty that they resonate. Being locked in this box of anguish in your mind, you begin to lose all concept of time. Every day is another day, the same as the last. Looking forward to the next shitty joke, hoping for a laugh. I want to feel again. I struggle to live. My biggest fear is being alive, but to never exist. It is the detachment that I thought I hated, but I refuse to be aligned in someone else's creation. It's our words and our thoughts that keep us elevated. So save your strength to fight another day. You are beautiful. Don't lose your faith. It takes one step at a time to break the chains. Just keep pushing. Just breathe. Just breathe. Don't stop fighting. So if you take anything from this video, I know it was long, but just breathe and don't stop fighting. You're worth it, and you are beautiful, and you deserve every happiness in the world, no matter what you're going through, and you are loved. And Lon and I made this channel because we wanted people to feel comfortable in a community where they can express themselves and feel loved and feel admired and feel like they're worth something. So if we're your outlet, talk to us. We're going to be there for you, and we will make sure that you're going to be okay and that you feel like you have a friend, whether you're drowning in school or drowning in life or just kind of a little lost. We love you, and we're so grateful for you, because there's days that we feel extremely depressed and extremely unhappy, and reading your comments about how, not even about how, but just like your comments are always so sweet and so kind, and it means more to us than I can even put in words. So thank you for being so beautiful and so kind and so loving, and it scares me to have shared all of that with you guys because it's not something I talk about, but don't judge me I don't know. That's all I have to say. But since Lona's not here, oh, I also want to say I love BTS because they talk about things that push the norms of society, and I'm so grateful for them and their strength for being able to voice their opinions. But anyways, so until next time, live long and prosper. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.